guard versus the Zoomers. Let's see if they've still got it or if it's time for the RNG to bless the newcomers and take them into losers finals.
Yeah, this is gonna create a little bit of an odd one to say the least. I mean, Hero naturally does that because you're playing a character with such polarities. Uh, but you know what? Sometimes Hero can create some of the most explosive game states as well. We already see the Psych Up online, yet it is Webb taking advantage of Hero's Achilles heel at the start of this game number 1. He's just so slow.
Well, if you get that accelerate, you're almost as fast as Sheik, right?
Yeah, it becomes a little unwieldy, but nothing's saving you from a frame 17 back air. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a rough time. You're a half. Whenever I see like an accelerado hero, they start throwing out that back air like halfway across the screen to time it to hit you when they get there.
I mean, and what's funny is like it's a legitimately solid move given its hitbox. You just gotta play a little bit preemptive, play like a JRPG protagonist, haha, funny that, and plan things one step ahead. And that's typically where Sola tends to thrive. It's in these slower game states, but Webb is just not letting him get his feet under him.
No, he is not. And that is something that's really scary for a character like Hero. When you don't have time to read that menu, you end up in this awkward situation where, first of all, most of the time you just don't have your buffs up, you don't have your big moves up. But then when you finally do get an advantage, sometimes you have to decide, do I want to sacrifice that, nope, no zoom to be had, to get these things on lock and hope to get lucky with my RNG, or do I just accept that part of the matchup and push the advantage without that accelerate, without that psych up, and just do my best?
It's managing that mana and managing just like how much time you have. Like it's such an imperative resource, but every Hero player's gotta have the time to pull up the menu, to read and recognize and to cast proper spells. And that's what can happen when you do have the proper time. Looking at the spells, reacting to the one that fits the situation, i.e. that Flame Splash, and making the most of it with the stock.
That was the literacy buff right there.
Let's go. He goes to college.
My man passed kindergarten finally. Either way, though, yeah, signs of life, but the way Webb is playing, I mean, you're at 98 on your last stock, and you've got 2 fresh ones to take. It's gonna be a massive uphill battle, not just here, but potentially for this entire set for Sola. I mean, there's a reason Webb's Seed 1 right now. You can see just how seasoned he is in even a weird matchup like this.
Matchups like Hero can kind of just fall into one of 2 phases. Like, are you forced to play Hero's game, or can you circumvent it reliably? And I mean, Webb is finding plenty of ways to get Sola off the spot, to continue to apply this pressure. Jab wanted to down tilt at certain percentages. It's true, wasn't there, but that one certainly was. The needles into bouncing fish, tried and true and consistent first and foremost, which is what Webb wants to exploit and what Sheik players across the world want to exploit time and time again. What guarantees me damage from any part of the screen at any amount of time, and only Webb does it with needles like that.
That was such a weird animation as well for those needles. I don't think I've ever seen someone get hit by bouncing fish that close to Sheik's starting point. Like, you got hit by the head knocker on that one.
It was a true combo, but you know, the position of where you hit the needles, how early you have to release the bouncing fish. For some players, and certainly for Sheik's lightning fast movement, sometimes that can throw you off. But Webb is a lab monster. He's practiced to the umpteenth degree. He's going to be able to make sure he gets every confirm he needs to close out stocks, because you definitely do not want to be letting Hero roll the dice.
Now, one thing that is really interesting to keep in mind with this matchup is that while WebbJP is up lifetime 6-2 over Sola, Sola won 2-0 on their last meeting. So absolutely, we're talking about how well WebbJP is playing right now, clearly on one, but you can see just like that how quickly the momentum shifts and how Sola has every capability still to come back in this set.
It's a very good point, Latino. Like these two have met plenty of times before, and Sola able to take a win certainly means he can play these up-tempo games. Just Webb playing extremely hot and overtaking the game state like he has been, just letting it run to his mental capacity, is certainly going to leave Sola behind the 8-ball. But behind the 8-ball does not mean impossible, particularly when Sola is just finding a lot of these answers by playing in predictable positions around the edges of platforms, off stage, in center. You know where Webb is going to attack you from, and thus can plan ahead 1 or 2 steps at a time.
That late back air from Webb was crazy there. The option select, don't have to read your opponent's timing if you can rinse and repeat with such an active hitbox. However, now Sola has the opportunity. The dash attack not going to work out. Webb back on stage. The bounce coming out with perfect timing as well, and able to convert the pressure into another stock. Yeah, heal on him, Sola.
You only get 2 of those, but hey, good time to use it.
Make them count.
Also, I think the crouch of down smash made the plat drop nair miss from Webb, which just kind of sucks.
Yeah, that's right. We'll say that was planned. I trust Sola. Sola did that on purpose.
Yeah, he reacted to it, obviously. Oh, Accelerado online too. This is going to make things even harder for Webb to try and get back into this game. It not only does it make Hero faster, it makes him lighter as well, which means the base knockback on some of these throws that you
be very annoying.
Yeah, it's going to change a lot of these little values that Sheik thrives in.
I don't know where Hero players stand on this, but in my opinion, Accelerate is the best spell that Hero has.
I think most Hero players say it's either Accelerado for what it can be, or Kaboom for what it is.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Accelerate, it's a buff, right? So
yeah,
it depends on how well you're able to use that. Whereas Kaboom, I mean,
it's crazy.
This is a big hitbox. Ooh, speaking of big hitboxes, we love up smash around here.
What's funny is it's just up tilt.
Wait, oh, you're right, yeah.
But Hero's up smash is so bad that Hero's up tilt might as well be up smash.
Yeah, I see that and I just assume it's an up smash, but yeah, you're totally right. That is an up tilt.
Yeah, it's nuts. Crazy button. Perfect anti-air for what Hero needs, especially because he can dominate the horizontal so reliably with the Frizz line, the Zap line, all of these spells like Sizzle and Kaboom going horizontal, Flame Slash covering that horizontal as well. It makes you want to approach Hero from directly above him, and that's where a Psych up tilt just obliterates your stock at 70, and you're like, oh, I guess I made a mistake.
Someone in chat saying they're more of a Kaklang kind of guy. I have seen the 200 IQ Kaklang dropping it on someone who's not expecting it to take the game.
Oh boy,
it's rare and elusive, but it's real.
Oh, I love this stage from Webb. The platform is so much more reliable for combos rather than strictly for the defense that Sola was using the small battlefield platforms for. On top of the stage just generally being pretty wide as a whole, it's FD length. So
I'm
you
just
got a lot of
happy to
space
see
to move.
players not playing on PS2.
Let's go. No, this set is not best of 5, by the way. Best of 5 is winners finals, losers finals, and grand finals. Loser semifinals here, winner goes home in the end of this, or loser goes home in the next, at the end of this game, excuse me.
That's a very good point, because winning that first game may be what WebbJP needs to take this set, doing so much better on his own counter pick than on Sola's counter pick. A complete reversal up 3 stocks to 2, and seeming poised to continue to get this extra credit. The Diamond Cutter not gonna kill, but at 107, this is prime Sheik percentage. You gotta watch out for those needles.
Oh, the air dodge is absolutely getting stuffed. The bounce, the zoom in the nick of time from the bottom rightmost part of that blast zone. You managed to get all the way back. Just by the nature of the luck of the die roll, and with with bounce online, all of these needles confirms get shut down, but the tipper down tilt certainly does not. Getting to the very edge of that hitbox sets up for some of Sheik's most prominent combos, especially with the amount of rage that Webb is sporting.
And there you have that 3 stocks to 1. Going to be so hard for Sola to make it back. It doesn't matter how many blast zone zooms you get. You're going to get to a point where WebbJP is able to just close this thing out as it is. And look at the damage racking up already, 67%. Not even going to kill off of the trade.
That's certainly tough. I do want to point out that the spell that Sola had online, Oomph, not only does it buff damage that you give out as hero, it also buffs the damage you receive by a slightly smaller amount. So that's certainly a boon for Sheik, who is absolutely going to take that damage buff no matter what way she can get it.
This is looking awfully rough for Sola. Got the buff, but not able to hit with it. And yeah, bet it all on that. The up air going to close it out. WebbJP taking it over Sola 2-1.